meeting to order at 6:15. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Karen, could we have a roll call, please? Sure.
Mrs. Hoover?
Here.
Dr. Krug?
He's coming.
Okay.
Something.
Mrs. Krug?
Here.
Mrs. Lee? Here. Mrs. Phillips?
Here.
Mr. Basil?
Here.
Mrs. Waxmansky? Mrs. Wolf?
Here.
Ms. Inshaw?
Here.
Okay, I have to announce that before we get into the administrative report, the board had an executive session that began at 5 p.m. and ended at 6:08 p.m. and we discussed personnel issues. And that brings us to the administrative report. Dr. Bradley.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Guests and patrons. Do we have any?
None.
Okay, Dr. Bradley. Thanks,
Thank you,
Toby.
President. I would like to first, and I hope that I don't sound like a broken record, I just am really impressed with our community, our staffs, whether it was, the people that feed us, the people that clean our buildings, the people that maintain our properties, our teaching staff, our support staffs, the office administration, the administrators, the response to this cold weather snap and snow snap and what we had to deal with as a community. I'm really proud to be a Colt during that, to see everybody come together and just to see everybody work together and make it happen. It wasn't ideal. We dealt with parking lots that were cleared and then covered, and we dealt with sidewalks that weren't perfect. We dealt with heat in rooms and no heat in other rooms, and students getting on a bus, 2 hours later that was still cold, but making it to school. And I want to thank all of our families and all of our parents for really, showing what it's worth to be here at Northern Cambria and showing that how we value education and how we made it happen. And I'm grateful to be a part of that. And it really made me, really grateful to have this opportunity to work with these people because everybody jumped in. And on that same, I want to congratulate the following students who placed within our Admiral Perryville Tech. We do a Skills USA district competition where they're able to show off the skills that they learn in their particular shops, their particular, certification areas. We had Damian Zolma, first place. We had three second placers, Lillian Statler, Dustin Walker, and Olivia Soley. They move on to the state level competition in April, and we want to wish them the best of luck in their competitions, and we congratulate them on their efforts. And that's my administrative report for the time. Thank you.
Okay, next is business manager.
All right. I have a couple things. First and foremost, budgetary analysis has begun for the 2026-2027 school year. I will have something to provide to the board for our next meeting on February 17th, along with general fund budget status for this year. Ready to Learn block grant applications will be submitted tomorrow. We are entitled to a total of $1,011,688.04. We will be receiving a $1.5 million. We'll be receiving $1.5 million in state subsidy by the end of the month, usually around the 27th, 26th, 25th. I received back the initial annual financial report, the AFR. There was 6 corrections that need to be done, so these corrections will be fixed and resubmitted by the end of the week. The dust collector is to arrive within the next 2 weeks. I feel like we've been waiting on this thing for a pretty long time, so I'm excited to get it installed and up and running immediately so the shop classes can finally get to work in there. And finally, I just want to give a giant thank you to our maintenance and custodial staff for all their hard work during the previous snowstorm to ensure that our buildings and grounds were safe for not only our students, but our staff as well.
All right, thank you. Thanks very much. Let's see, on to buildings, grounds, and cafeteria. Item A, temporary chemical certified pool attendant. Discuss the possibility of hiring a temporary chemical certified pool attendant until the certification is obtained by someone on staff. Mr. Pajak has expressed interest in the position. Any discussion?
So we had reached out, talking with Dr. Bradley and with our Buildings and Grounds Committee to see if someone in our community already has the chemical certification. We've reached out to that person, we're in conversations, to see if they would be willing to work with us until we have in-house staff certified. That is a possibility, but we wanted to have conversation with the board. But we also needed to know, with our inspection, how that went.
So we were fortunate today that we had a previously scheduled inspection with individual from Harrisburg who works for the state. That couples with, we brought in a consultant from B&R Pools who has most of Allegheny County into Indiana County and Westmoreland County. He has a lot of individual contracts. The consultant came, did a preliminary review of our pool, our pump house, and all the accoutrements in there, and also, explained, or not explained, but gave us information about the necessity of the pool testing, who can do it, who qualifies, what the test looks like, and so on and so forth. That then combined with our visit today from the state, and they gave us not corrective action per se, but things we need to work on, things that, our pH balance and, chlorine and things like that we knew about. Again, inspected everything from grounding of electrical wires to the working condition of your locker rooms, that when the students, or athletes or public come through and to shower before you jump in a pool, those have to be working. They tested all those. Just looked at the overall health and safety of the entire pool, spent an hour and a half, 2 hours, inspecting the pool, and got positive feedback on the condition of the pool. And I would describe it as we probably have about 2 to 3 trains moving in the same tracks. Whether we contract out with an individual, I think it's a very reasonable expectation, because in-house, the testing you can do under the outside person, which has to be within 2 hours radius of the school, is I think the model that would probably be best for us right now. So we would contract with this individual, and the in-house testing is done in-house. So it would be our custodians, maintenance, whether it's Mr. Pajak, whomever. It's about a 15 to half hour test twice a day on days your pool's being used. And what you're looking at right there is your pH and your chlorine. Then if they need adjusted, you contact your consultant, your person that's certified, and they say, yep, adjust it this much, put this much in, scoop this in, do that. There's some electronic and interfaces within our pump house that you can work on there, and the temperature gauges as well. And then we go on that route, until our buildings and grounds director is seated. I believe those candidates, the expectation with any candidate that is put in is, we expect you to become certified within that pesticide license. And we have the license at the school. It's good for another year. We filled that out, completed it. The individual then gets their pesticide license to put the chemicals in the pool. So we go down that route. And then the third route is to have a backup. So, that third rail I'm talking about on the same train. So you never really want only one person. So if whether it's myself or, Brandon or, Dan Pajak or whomever, that's the backup to this person, allow this person to have a life and to have, everyone needs to have a quality of life as well and not be married to the school. We want it to be committed to the school, but you don't need to be married to it. So that's kind of our update. And, I do thank Brandon, because he spent the hour and a half with the individual in the pool area and learned a lot, and anything you want to add that I may have missed or didn't cover.
I mean, for the most part, everything is pretty good besides the pH and the chlorine that's in the water right now. Other than that, there really isn't any issues in there at all for not using it for a year.
Yeah.
Great.
He was very complimentary of the condition of the pool, the idea that, his desire was to get the pool running in your curriculum and go from there. And I think we have good feedback from the elementary PE teachers that they want to incorporate that in, and we look forward to that. We just got to get the horses in front of the carts and get there. And I think we absolutely will. And I think we'll absolutely do that before the end of the school year. We just need to, chip away at some of these things that need chipped away at and make progress from there. And some of the action items that he wanted us to take, we have to move on. So, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to share that.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, business and finance. Item A, E-rate purchase. The technology department is seeking approval to post an RFP for a replacement fiber build-out between the central admin IDF and the main MDF closets, as well as the library and main MDF closets. Current infrastructure supports 1 gigabyte speed, gigabit speed, thank you, via OM1 cabling, and the new fiber would allow speeds internally up to 10 gigabits via OM3 or OM4. The project would be eligible to use money from the district's Category 2E rate funding, which as of 2026 through 2030 cycle has not been used and remains at the starting balance of $156,821.46. The anticipated cost of the fiber project is $3,000 to $4,000 per run, and the district would be responsible for 15% of the total using our 85% discount through E-rate program. Wow.
I'm sorry, I didn't write that one.
That's okay, Mr. Barr. Do you have anything to add?
Basically, you have fiber runs between the server room right next to us here, as well as the library to a central location where all your stuff comes together and then goes out to the rest of the world. It was installed in the last renovation. Some of those lines are not doing so great. We'd like to either get them repaired or replaced. Ideally, if we replace them, they're going to give us some additional capacity within the building. We're at using about half of some of those lines at half capacity. This is going to give us a little more room to throw into the space. And since we're going to have to rely on these for a little while, we'd like to get them replaced. So we have to do a process with an RFP for the E-rate program. It's going to have to sit out in the papers for a couple weeks. It's going to have to sit out for 28 days, and we'll come back and get your approval once we get those bids collated and brought to you guys for approval. So we're just doing paperwork. Yeah.
How many runs do you have?
So we have sets of 12 or 6 pairs between each of those spaces, and then also to the new IDF in the new wing. So, like I say, we're looking just to replace those previous ones that were done in the last reno, from the library down to the main MDF and the central avenue to the MDF.
So do we have enough money then in this balance to cover the
Oh,
project?
yeah. We haven't even touched it.
We have a large amount, so.
We're just highlighting that, okay, we haven't done anything with this money yet, and you got a 5-year cycle. We generally offset by a couple of years into the cycle before we start touching that money. It's just, you're out of pockets less than $1,000 or something, just like that, so that's all.
That's good.
Just for my edification, Mr. Barr, and I apologize for asking you earlier, go back to that run question, you said 12, the sets of runs, and then the explanatory note here is the anticipated cost of fiber project is $3,000 to $4,000 per run.
Per set of 12.
Okay.
Yeah, now we're not doing 3,000 per each unit, no.
Okay,
That's an estimate from previous projects we've done in other districts, so it generally comes in after have one of those done, and we do a 12 fiber lines or 6 pairs.
So you think the total cost of the project is gonna be around 3 to 4?
The
Roughly.
total cost of the project is gonna be about $6,000 to $8,000.
6 to 8, okay.
Thank you.
Yep, that's perfect.
That helped me a lot.
Yep.
Sounds good.
I heard the 12,
Yep.
4 per run
That
of
would
12
get
run,
that
yeah, thank you.
Okay, anybody else? All right,
All right.
nothing for community relations, nothing for
I
government.
do have one quick question. Do you have to do an RFP when it's at dollar amount?
You,
Like,
you do, because it's
Because of the way we're
yeah.
funding it.
because of the way we're funding, okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
That'll probably be done next time then.
Legislation and policy development, 26-27 school calendar. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the 26-27 school calendar as presented in Appendix 1. Thanks, Christine.
Second.
Mike? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Personnel, school resource officer, discuss an SRO agreement for the 26-27 school year.
Yeah, I just have some information that I will be willing to bring forth to the board, and we can look at some more options.
Thanks very much.
And Dr. Bradley, if you know of anything else too, please bring it forward.
I will, thank you.
Anything else? Okay, item B, classroom aide. Be it resolved, the Board of Education hires Teresa Risbin as a classroom aide at the salary of $11.25 per hour to begin immediately. All other benefits are as outlined in the NCESPA bargaining agreement. And
Make the motion.
you got it, Jen. I'll second. Any discussion?
I'm guessing this is a replacement.
Correct.
Both of
Both,
these?
yeah, yep.
Okay.
Both resignations, both replacements of individuals that resigned on good terms.
Anybody else? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Item C, classroom aid. Be it resolved, the Board of Education hires Mandy Carlheim as a classroom aide at a salary of $11.25 per hour to begin immediately. All other benefits are as outlined in the NCE SPA bargaining agreement. And I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Aid substitute list. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the addition of the following names to the substitute classroom aid list for the 2025-2026 school year: Michaeline Weiland-Finyu and Shirley McCombie. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Just a point of order, the previous two and this motion, Dr. Tibbet provided a lot of, information on the candidates that she has had the opportunity to actually interact with in their roles as substitutes, moving from subs to permanent positions, and then two new subs that she also had an opportunity, not formally interview, but interact with and vet their candidacy as substitutes as well. So I thank her for her work on these aides, and also the teachers that were, desiring their aides as well.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay, for staff development, student activities. Be it resolved, the Board of Education discuss and approves the following additions to the 25-26 fundraiser calendar. Looks like softball boosters are going to have a cornhole tournament and basket raffle. And the boys and girls track boosters are having a spirit sales, 50/50s and cash tickets. That those will take place throughout the season, I'm sure.
Make a motion.
Thanks, Mike.
Second.
Christine. Okay, any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Item B, 2025-26 senior trip. Be it resolved, the Board of Education discuss and approves the request by Mrs. Kylie Baker, senior class advisor, for the senior trip to Maryland on May 1st and 2nd of 2026. They will be staying at the Great Wolf Lodge and visit sites like the National Aquarium and other attractions. The cost to the district will be for substitutes. And I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Christine. All in favor?
I have a question.
Yep.
I don't see an estimate of the total cost here. Do we not have the one from last year? Isn't it about the same?
The cost of substitutes?
Yeah.
So they're
Good question.
requesting four teachers as chaperones. So it would be, let me check how many school days it is.
It's just one.
One school, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. So it'd be one school day for four teachers, and we're at roughly $100 and some total cost in for a sub. The sub doesn't receive that, but total cost in for the sub's $100 and some odd, so five
500-600 a day.
Correct.
When will we see an itinerary too? Because it says the itinerary is to be determined.
Well, they're funding it, they're raising money.
Yeah, I know they are.
But to your point,
Yes.
where are they going?
Yeah, where are they going? I mean,
I can request that. I did
okay.
not.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Item C, TSA state competition. Be it resolved, the Board of Education discuss and approve the request from Mrs. Sarah Klein and Mr. Matthew Klein for 34 TSA students and 2 advisors to attend the 2026 TSA state competition on April 15th through the 18th at Seven Springs Resort, Seven Springs, PA. The total cost to the district for this state competition is $9,495.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, I just wasn't seeing, the total on the attachment, or is the boosters contributing to this one?
The
Or because it's the state one?
the students are fundraising for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I see they have it broken down, but I just didn't see the funding here.
So so the 9,495, that's the final cost that the district will be paying, or is that the amount, and then the fundraising will
My
offset
understanding
that?
is that's their request. Their request is that 9,000, just,
Yes, I
That-
believe
yeah.
it.
And do we have any students traveling who are not in our district? Because that was a point that they had to contribute. I just wanna make sure that it's across the board.
I do not believe everyone is from elementary and high school TSA.
So we had a few added ones last year,
Just looking at the names,
It's
I
all,
think it's
yeah.
our students, I
Okay.
don't think there's anybody.
cause they had to be
And
responsible.
they're actually, like, this year, they don't really have that many staying overnight, so a lot of people are going back and forth and, like, for each day instead of staying overnight, which is saving the district a lot of money.
Anybody else?
I just wanna thank, the Kleins, Mr. and Mrs. Klein, because they send us these spreadsheets and they are very detailed and they are very thoughtful in how they organize who stays and who bunks with who, and so I appreciate their detail and their thoughtfulness.
Must be a TSA thing. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Transportation, bus drivers, be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the addition of the following drivers to be the 2025-2026 bus driver list. Michael Hull and Joseph Smith. I'll make the motion. Sarah. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Athletics, baseball, softball lease and service agreement. Discuss the lease and service agreement between the Northern Cambria School District and the Northern Cambria Recreation Commission for use and maintenance of the South Complex baseball and softball fields. The cost to use the South Complex using NCRC equipment will be $4,100. Details are outlined in attachment number 3. Jen?
So this contract is a duplicate of last year's contract. There are no changes, and I'm bringing it to the board to vote for, if there's any conversation you'd like to have about the contract now, let me know, but otherwise I'd bring it to the board for our next meeting for a vote. Yes.
I just had one comment, that the figures are not in the contract. I didn't see them, so you wanna make sure that's in there for the vote.
Sure.
Maybe I missed it?
It's okay,
Yeah,
I'm
they're in
looking,
there, cause that's where I got
like,
it.
I'm looking for it, 'cause
Yeah,
I'm pretty
to
sure they're in
It's
there.
hidden in there, mind you,
You
but
did
it's
a
in
good
there.
job.
It's there.
And, Ms. Zenchok, just to go, just exactly what you said, but to be even more precise.
Sure.
The rec commission, the fee is exactly the same. I think that's more of a question, or a confirmation.
Correct,
Thank you.
yes.
Yeah, I applaud that, I applaud the rec commission not raising the cost to us and recognizing that
Can I ask you
partnership.
a question?
That's great.
How many rainouts did not get made up from last year on page 2?
Ooh, that's a Mr. Pajak question.
Yeah.
Don't know that.
For varsity or junior high?
Oh, we have in-house expert.
Varsity, I wanna say it was
How many
one.
rainouts,
Am I?
how many rainouts happened
Yeah,
that did
okay.
not get made up?
Yeah.
If I had to estimate between junior high and varsity, I'd probably say there's 5 or 6.
That's a lot.
Yours doesn't look like
Okay.
that.
That happened a lot when we used the fields when I coached there first. That's why that field was
Other
built,
ones.
so we can control. That's a lot of rainouts that don't get made up,
Okay,
On a
it's
20
very
game
bottom,
schedule.
I was missing that page, okay.
just to let you know. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any more discussion on that? Item B, head girls track coach. Be it resolved, the Board of Education appoints Jennifer Zenchok as the head girls track coach for the 2025-2026 school year
I'll make the motion.
And no salary.
at no salary. Thanks, Jen.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
I
Any
will abstain.
Thank you. Any opposed?
Motion carries.
You didn't have to, you're not making any money.
Toby said.
Item C, assistant coaches. Be it resolved, the Board of Education appoints the following as assistant coaches for the 2025-2026 school year. And you can see those individuals, and I would just make a note that Dawson Schutte is to be hired on a one-year contract for $2,300 pending an MOU. And I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Oh, I just wanted to point out for record that, with the addition of Mr. Schutte, we're able to pay for his salary because I am not accepting salary. So
Thank you.
that there is because I'm on the board, so I cannot be charged or accept.
Yeah, so now we have a throws coach.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carries.
Item D, transportation to the track. Discuss a solution to transport track athletes to the track and field complex from the new junior-senior high school for practices and meets during the 2025-26 track season.
So I asked for this to be put on the agenda because I wasn't sure if we needed a board motion or if we had to talk with Tri-County. If there is a bus stop within the vicinity of our high school, could our students that don't drive, so specifically our junior high students, are they able to take the transportation on a route that's already going there up to the high school? Do we have to contact them to see if we can make the high school part of a stop already? That's why I'm having this conversation, because junior high students they could walk. Certainly, it's not far. Our band students walk all over up for practice afterwards. Some of them go to Sheets and come back and all of that. There's time, but I didn't know if we wanted to offer a safe transportation for them.
Question, what time's practice?
So, high school starts at 3 sharp.
But we're talking about junior high.
Yeah, I don't.
How did they
That
get
makes a
there
difference
last year?
because
It was
they're still our
at the old
kids.
high school when they walked there.
Yeah,
When
so-
I, when I was here, as long as they were here, there's an
The
activity,
young ones?
it's still a school function until they go home.
Okay.
Then after they go home, that's not your responsibility anymore.
Okay.
Until that happens, it's the school's responsibility.
So I would only assume that they would begin at 3 because their dismissal time is the same as our senior high. And so they would all be at the track. Last year, when I coached, they started around the same time, maybe 5 minutes sooner.
Then
but-
it should fall under activity. That's what it did before.
Yeah, and however they got there last year, we still had
Well,
junior high, we bused up there.
So last year,
Were they different times?
last year, our students were down here at the middle school, remember?
Right.
And then we would drive a bus up to pick up our
Right.
high school students. And so those students would get on the bus at the junior high and get off at the high school because we were going there en route already.
Yeah, because the bus is already.
Yes, we were already going there to pick up our high school students, so junior high would get off and just walk up the hill.
Yeah, 'cause
Or change in the locker room.
Henry
and
did
then
that
walk
for
the hill.
TSA even. He just
Yeah.
ride a bus up there.
Tri-County can probably help us
Well,
out.
right, do we have to have that conversation
Would
with
you
them?
like me to do that since I'm transportation chair?
Yes, please.
I will
Could
call
you?
them and.
But I wanted to have a conversation with the board to see everyone's
Yeah.
feelings on the matter.
Get them there,
Because
keep
their
them-
safety's of utmost importance, so.
And I know they're always willing to walk, but if we can get them there with safety, that's always
Yes.
President, I could call them. Between myself and Brandon, we can call them.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right.
And good luck to Xavier.
That brings us,
And I just to add to, we already do something with baseball and softball, right? And somebody that knows more than I do, we already transport them,
Yes,
yeah, on a bus stop, on
yeah,
a
The
bus
times
route.
are,
yeah,
Yeah, that's,
yes. We do.
that's what Mr. Pajak
Yes,
shared at
we
one
do, it
point.
just, it goes, but because it's track and it's a different location.
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
are just
We
new,
never
it's
did it
new to
before.
us, so it
This
was
is our
first
first time
year.
we're over here.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a formal
Yeah,
conversation, so
yeah.
there was no,
Yeah, I just think we're not,
Confusion.
you know, I mean, like, all we're saying is exactly what we do for softball and baseball, is kind of employ
Do
that
it for
same
track.
plan, that same model
right,
for track.
yes,
You know, and we know that spring weather is a challenge.
sure
And
is.
there's gonna be indoor gym stuff and, you know, there's a lot, you know, I get that. Trying to have baseball practice inside, softball practice inside, throwing practice and all the above. Thank you.
am I allowed to say something about a motion that's passed?
Point of order,
Baseball,
maybe.
Just thinking, as we have our new maintenance director, once they're seated, would they not also help with the fields?
Yes. Yes.
But
Our staff is the one that
Our
takes
staff.
care of the field.
he or she themselves, we would wanna watch how much work they actually do because
Well, I mean,
when
okay,
violate the CDA, yeah.
our staff,
Yes, yeah, they do.
so they
yeah.
do, okay.
It's in the thing that they
It's our
line
responsibility to line
infield.
and drag the field. I'm pretty sure NCRC cuts the grass.
That's what that's what it says.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says in the, that
All
they
right.
do the outfield, we do the infield. So we put bases out, we line the field, we drag, make sure the mound is up to snuff,
Okay,
you know, things like that.
all right,
The rubbers in the right distance.
gotcha.
Good stuff.
Okay, that's it. Be it resolved the Committee of the Whole regular meeting of the Northern Cambria School Board for February 3rd, 2026 be adjourned at 6:44 PM. I'll make the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.